Hello friends, today we replace the high-capacity battery of an iPhone 13 Pro Max and expand storage to 512 gigabytes. Let's test the airtightness of this phone first. This iPhone is airtight. Battery health is 86%. The storage of the iPhone is 128 gigabytes. Next we start to remove the bottom screw. Put it into the special display removal tool. Ready to disassemble the display. After the temperature is reached, it needs to continue heating for 2 minutes. Heating complete. We drop the sucker, then slowly lift up the display. Display is open. Let's take down the phone. Put on an anti-static wrist strap, ready to start removing the display. The phone is very clean, no trace of demolition. Let's start to protect the Face ID. Remove the screws of the display cable protection cover. There are also screws for the front face shield. We buckle the display cable. Remove the display. Next we need to remove the vibrator and speaker. The purpose of removing the shock and horn is to facilitate the removal of the battery glue. This phone is to replace the high-capacity battery. But we also follow the process and steps of replacing the official original battery. Remove the battery. Let's clean up the remaining battery glue. Now we start to remove the motherboard. Let's replace first. After the replacement, we will transplant the battery. Detach all cables. Remove the motherboard. Then drop a little alcohol to remove the foam on the motherboard. There are also protective stickers. Now let's secure the motherboard with heat tape. Prevent the original parts of the motherboard from shifting during the heating process. Already fixed. Put on the jig. Clean the vinyl of BGA. And the glue around the hard drive needs to be cleaned. After cleaning, we evenly heat the NAND flash. Start to remove the NAND flash. Add a little flux. Use solder wick to level the solder joints on the motherboard. Then use a blade to clean the remaining BGA black glue on it. This place must be cleaned up. The black glue all around should be cleaned up. Cleanup completed. This is after we cleaned up. Next, let's deal with the removed original NAND flash. This is 512 gigabytes NAND flash. This is the NAND flash after processing, then planted with 183 medium temperature tin. We start tin planting. At this point, we don't need to blow the tin into balls. Heat up the motherboard. Evenly heat after putting NAND flash. After the temperature reaches, it is okay if the NAND flash has a rebound feeling. NAND flash has been installed. We remove the heat tape. Then add vinyl. We squeeze it evenly from both sides many times. This vinyl has completely entered the bottom of the NAND flash. The NAND flash has been sealed around. Next, we need to put it into the BGA curing device for curing. The whole process takes about 40 minutes. Cooling complete. We put back protection stickers and the foam on the motherboard. This is the motherboard after we installed it. Next, we will transplant the high-capacity battery. To transplant the battery is to remove the cable on the original battery. Then we clean up the wiring. Grind and smooth the remaining solder joints on the top. After cleaning, solder the removed cable to the new battery. This is a high-capacity battery. Spot welding completed. This is the battery after our spot welding. Then wrap the first layer of insulation stickers. Fold the cable back, then install the cable protection cover. Then apply the second layer of insulation sticker. The battery has been made. Put round battery glue on it. This is the protective plate on the original battery. We fixed it on top of the transplanted battery. Let's clean up the remaining waterproof glue on the frame of this phone. This place must be cleaned up. After cleaning up, it can restore the original waterproof and dustproof performance. Clean up the remaining dust around. And these residual waterproof glue. We start to put back the motherboard. Buckle up all the flex cables. Unscrew the fixing screws of the motherboard. Twist the screw with a torque screwdriver. Start putting back the vibrator and speaker. Vibration installation complete. Install the speakers below. The same is to screw the screw to the fixed position first. Then we torque the screwdriver. Each different screw has a different torque. Let's clean up the remaining waterproof glue on the display and the dust around the display. We started to install the transplanted battery. Put it into the battery pressing tool and press it. Press to finish and remove this protective plate. We started to paste the original waterproof glue. Carry out the first pressure holding of waterproof glue. 75 kilograms of pressure and hold pressure for 30 seconds. Take the second layer of protective film of waterproof glue. Start to replace the display. Buckle the display cable. Replace the protective cover. These screws are triangular. Torque is 0.35 of. The remaining two screws are Phillips. 0.45 torque. Tear off the last protective film of waterproof glue. Clean up again. Next we start to buckle the display. Tear off the tempered glass. Carry out the second pressurization of waterproof glue. The same is 75 kilograms and holding pressure for 30 seconds. Packing completed. We unscrew the bottom screw. Then we test the airtightness of this phone again. Check to see if the phone has been restored to its original waterproof and dustproof performance after we repair it. Start vacuuming. Need to hold for 20 seconds after the pressure is reached. This iPhone is backwater resistant. The iPhone 12 series and above need to be refreshed after expansion. Let's root this phone. Brush to the latest system. Reactivate the iPhone after rooting. Let's look at the health of the battery is 86%. Phone memory is 512 gigabytes. The test software also shows that it is a 512 gigabytes expansion storage phone. Shut down and clean up. This is after we cleaned up. After the cleaning is completed, we will paste a new tempered glass on the customer. Reinstall the card tray. This is the NAND flash removed from the customer's mobile phone and old batteries. We pack it up for the customer and send it back to him.